Hey guys, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. On this channel, we try to cover all things reality, TV news, and gossip, as well as trending topics, and we do recaps from time to time. Especially the Mama June show. I try to do recaps because there's a lot of people that have decided not to watch this season and just want to listen to the recaps due to the family's recent behavior and finding out some of the things concerning the family that has been hidden from us over the past few years. So a lot of people's like, yeah, I don't want to watch the show. I just rather do the recaps. So I'm going to do the recap. This past Friday, another episode aired on WeTV. I catch it on Philo. You can also watch it on YouTube. If you watch it on YouTube, as long as it's not WeTV's YouTube, it doesn't really count towards their ratings or their views or anything. Sugar Bear's in the chat. What? Hey, Sugar Bear, I hope you've been doing good. So we're gonna be doing a recap of this past episode. This was the episode where Alana graduated. This was the episode where after her graduation, Pumpkin and June really went to bat over what Alana's going to do because Alana couldn't make up her mind about what she was going to do due to Anna having cancer and due to Draylon, his legal troubles and him not knowing if he would be able to leave the state. Alana was very hesitant on what she wanted to do if she still wanted to go to Colorado. And then later in the episode, we see Dodo come over with a gift for Alana, which Alana was not having it because Dodo did not show up at the graduation. We see Pumpkin take Anna to one of her cancer treatments and come home and talk to Josh about what's happening. All right, so let's get on with it. This was season 6, episode 12, and it's called Reality Sets In. This is a really good title for this episode, I think, because reality sets in for Alana and Anna. Like for Anna, reality is setting in that she has this cancer. And for Alana, reality is setting in that she has to make a decision on what she's going to do with her life because the time is dwindling down for her to make a decision, and time is dwindling down for Anna with her life and this cancer. So I felt like that was a really good title. Like it was really fitting for the episode. So we pick up with everybody heading out to the graduation. Josh does have a little chat with Pumpkin right before they leave. He's like, you don't need to talk to Alana right now about college. Today is her graduation. Let's just focus on graduation. So they leave to go to graduation. We then see June in the car with what do they call him? Splenda Bear? Mike, Sugar Bear. When June started dating him, everybody was like, wow, he looks like he could be Sugar Bear's brother or something. So on Reddit and on social media, they actually call Justin Splenda Bear. Instead of Sugar Bear, he's Splenda Bear. Because Splenda is like all friend sugar, right? Is that right? So yeah, Splenda Bear and Mama June are on their way to Alana's graduation. And she's basically telling him, like, listen, as soon as graduation is over, I need you, Draylon, and Josh to jump in the vehicles and run back to the house to decorate for the after party. Now, while they are on their way to graduation, June gets a text from Dodo. And Dodo is basically saying, like, hey, sorry, we won't be able to make it because I had the wrong date. Like in Florida on vacation, me and Amber. I do apologize. Hate that we couldn't make it. And June is like, what? She's not gonna be able to make it. Like, that's crazy. Like, um, of course she should be there. Why isn't she gonna be there? June is really ticked off that Dodo's not gonna be there. And she almost says it in a way of I don't know. The way I feel is she's saying basically oh, everybody looks up to Dodo so much, but now look, she's not gonna be there. Like, haha, look, Dodo's not gonna be there. And June brings this up several times throughout the episode. Like, what do you think about Dodo not being there? So she really wanted to highlight the fact that Dodo was not at graduation. And they also did talk about the fact that Sugar Bear was not at the graduation. And I talked to Sugar Bear the days leading up to the graduation. I was texting him and we were talking about the possibility of him going. He did tell me he wanted to go, but he also didn't get an invite. And I've done interviews with Sugar Bear and I've talked to him a good bit. And I feel like I know him well enough to know that he's very non-confrontational. I watched him on the Here Comes Honey Boo Boo days, and the only time you see Sugar Bear really go off is when he really gets mad. I mean, There were times that Jennifer jumped his butt and he just was like, well, there were times that June, would jump his butt and he's like, well, he would just kind of sit back and just take it. So the only time that he really like does anything is if he really gets angry. If you're really just like nagging, 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 nagging. Other than that, he just kind of stays really chill. So just from what I know of Sugar Bear, he told me he wanted to go. He's like, I do want to go. I want to go. I wasn't invited. And I feel like the reason he probably didn't go, and he's in the chat, so he can vouch for me if this is the way that he felt, is he didn't want to show up and then ruin her moment. Like, what if he showed up and she did get mad? What if he showed up and everybody made a big deal and got upset and then it ruined her day? That's the way from me talking to him during the days leading up and the day of and the day after. Because I literally talked to him like the days leading up. I think I texted him that day and I texted him a couple days after just to kind of check in on him, because he knew exactly what day she was graduating. He knew all of this, but he just wasn't invited. And I just felt like he really did not want to show up and it upset her. So he decided to sit it out. But they do bring this up in the episode as well. June brings it up that Sugar Bear probably wasn't going to come. And I'm like, girl, y'all didn't even invite him. So, he was in between a what do they call it? A tough spot and a hard spot and a hard spot. He was in between a rock and a hard spot. Whereas like I wasn't invited, but I want to show up because I want to be there. But what if it makes her mad and I ruin her day? You know what I'm saying? So, either ways, now Justin Splenda Bear makes a comment saying, "I've been around for 2 years and I've never seen Sugar Bear." So, okay, Justin. Okay, Justin. Whatever. So on the way to the graduation, they talk about Sugar Bear not possibly not showing up. They talk about Dodo not showing up, and they get on to the graduation. And it's I remember like watching the videos that they put up on social media and wondering like, was production there? I didn't see production there. So I don't know if this was filmed with their phones or if they did have one person there from production filming. I really don't know. But either way, she walked, she graduated. A lot of the family was there. Dodo wasn't there. Sugar Bear wasn't there, but a lot of the other family was there. Um, and they talked about how happy they were for her, which, yeah, absolutely. Everyone was excited for Alana. Alana, after the graduation, she's doing a confessional with Pumpkin, and she's like, "Yeah, I noticed Dodo wasn't there." And Pumpkin's like, "Yeah, that's because Dodo had the dates mixed up. Dodo was at the beach." And Alana's like, yeah, well, I sent out a whole big text with the date and everything. So Alana's not really believing that Dodo, you know, wasn't aware of the date. Yeah, Mega says Pumpkin did a great job of ruining Alana's day on her own. Let the girl celebrate her achievement, leave college alone for that day. I agree. I agree. She was very pushy about college. Um, Now after the graduation, the men they rushed back to the house to set up for this party. And I saw pictures of the party. And from my understanding, back when I saw pictures, it was at Pumpkin and Josh's real house. So they did a whole other party just at this production house just to film, which, okay, that's fine. But I'm like, I'm seeing more and more that this is not reality. Like they are literally recreating graduation parties. They are recreating all these things that they're really happening. Like they really did have a graduation party at Pumpkin and Josh's house, at their real house, in their backyard, where they gifted her the car. But they're literally recreating these things at like the production house and everything. It just tells me more and more like that this is they can paint the narrative that they want us to see because we're not seeing exactly reality. We're seeing a little bit of it, but it's very produced. You know what I'm saying? The guys leave graduation early to go decorate for the party, which is at Pumpkin's production house. While at the house, Draylon and Justin they are decorating and they start talking about Alana being unsure of what she was going to do. Draylon's like, I know she really doesn't know what she's going to do. I have court hanging over my head. He's like, court's coming up. I don't know when it's coming up, but it's coming up. And right now, I don't even know if I could leave the state. And Justin asked, like, have you done anything to really, see where you stand in all of this? And he's like, well, I've made phone calls and I call the courthouse, I call this person, I call that person with no answer. And Justin says, right now, you're not going to get an answer. They're not going to tell you anything. Right now, the only person you need to talk to really and stay in contact with is your bail bondsman because they're going to make sure you go to your court date. They're going to know when your court date is. They're going to make sure you go to your court date because if you don't go to your court date, then it's going to be on them. So stay in touch with them. They'll make sure to let you know when your court date is, and just make sure you go to your court date. And Justin, in his confessional, he's like, I really feel for Draylon. Like he's got this hanging over his head, and I know how that feels to have this dark cloud hanging over your head with charges, and you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm like, you really feel for him. He got himself in this mess, fleeing from the cops, running people off the road under the influence. Like that was him. No, he needs to face some consequences for that. The only thing that you should do is tell him, listen, you made your bed, you gotta lay in it, and don't mess up again. Don't be messing up again like that. Yeah, feel for him. Like, what? No, he literally could have hurt somebody. Maybe he called on maybe he called on the day the offices was closed. I guess that's a possibility. But I know when I was arrested back in 2019, I was falsely arrested. I literally blew them up until my lawyer, up until I hired my lawyer. And he was like, don't call no more. I got it. You know? Yeah, nobody twisted this dude's arm to run from the cops. So, anyways, yeah, Draylon says he's like, I believe the reason that she is struggling to leave is because of everything going on with Anna and because of me. He's like, I do think that I'm a part of the reason she's struggling to make the decision. Through them talking, we see a tow truck pull up with a pink car, drops this pink car off. This is the graduation gift that Pumpkin and Josh bought for Alana. Um, the big gift, they said it was a small gift and a big gift. This is the big gift. Josh says he knows it's not the car that she wanted because she wanted something newer, but he personally feels that everybody's first car should be a little bit of a clunker because it teaches you to respect your vehicle. And I do agree there. The car is a real gift. Yeah, they really did get her that car for graduation. Um, is Draylon's case over? I I know about 4 months ago, I sent in another FOIA to get more information from the arrest, and it wasn't over yet. They told me I couldn't get some of the reports due to it still being an ongoing situation. And they told me basically when it was over, then I could get the rest of the reports. So as of right now, no. Okay, so Alana, Pumpkin, and June, they pull up to Pumpkin's and she is surprised. And Pumpkin's like, I don't know if she's gonna like the car or hate it because it's one of those cars you either love it or you hate it. And I don't know what she's gonna, I don't know how she's gonna feel. But they go around the corner, she sees the car and she likes the car. She's like, oh, I love it. And even in a confessional, Alana says, she's like, it's not the new car that I wanted, but I do love it. She said, I'm gonna go drive around in my pink car to get my pink nails done and my pink toes done in my pink car. So she does love it. She was appreciative of the car. Um, After the party, they all get ready to go out to the pool. They're gonna have a little pool party. This is her in the car. Oh, in this, Josh tells her, he's like, me and Draylon worked for 2 weeks to s- have the money to buy this car. I'm like, oh, that was nice that Draylon put in the work to help buy the car. All right. So after that, like I said, they all get ready to have a little bit of a pool party. And they're out there at the pool party. June sits down beside Anna and starts talking to Anna about her cancer. And she's like, listen, you need to let us know how you feel. You need to keep us up to date on what's going on with your cancer. If you're feeling bad one day, you need to let us know. Like, if you feel bad now, like, you need to let us know. If you want to go lay down, like, that's fine. You have to let us know how you're feeling because we don't know and we're not going to know. And she says, oh, I feel fine now. I have a little bit of a headache, but like, other than that, I feel fine. And June tells her, like, are you ready for your next cancer treatment? Chemo treatment. And she's like, yeah, I am. And June brings up, like, after the chemo, what happens after the chemo? Like, how are we going to know if it's growing back? Like, if the cancer's growing back? And she's like, that's what scans are for, mom. Like, I'll be getting scanned every few months after my chemo to make sure, like, it's gone or it doesn't come back or it doesn't grow any further. And June tells her, she's like, listen, the people that are here, these are the people that's going to be there for you. These are the people that's here for you and that will be here for you. And then she says, where is Dodo? So she's pointing out that Dodo's not here for Anna. And also, Dodo's not there for Alana. She's like, where's Dodo? She's like, yeah, where's Dodo? And then Pumpkin chimes in and is like, where is Dodo? And Pumpkin says, Alana sent her a message with the date, but Dodo said that she got the wrong date. She said, Dodo says she's been messaging me, but I can show you on my phone. I ain't got no messages from her. June then asked Alana how she feels about Dodo not showing up at her graduation. She says here.
To be honest, anybody that didn't show up to my graduation, quite frankly, didn't want to. And honestly, she's not really good.
That was really fast. She said, to be honest, anybody that didn't show up at my graduation didn't want to be there and they really don't care. So right here, Alana says something. She said, I'm really mad at Dodo right now because she made it really known that we should punish Mama when she missed out on the big things and da 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 da. But she missed out on the biggest thing. But I'm like, watching back, I never remember Dodo being that way. Like, I never remember Dodo being like, oh, you should punish your mama. She missed out on this. She missed out on that. I just feel like Dodo always tried to like hold June responsible. Like, hey, they're your kids. You should be there. They're your kids. You need to be there for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And maybe obviously, we're not there for everything, but I always felt like Dodo just tried to hold June accountable. Like you're off in a hotel with a boyfriend, blowing all kind of money, doing drugs, while your children is doing this, while Alana is starting her first day of high school. So I just feel like that was more Dodo's aim is trying to hold her accountable and not tell them you should punish her, but saying like, let her know how you feel when she does miss something. But I also feel like Dodo would have been receptive to them telling her how they felt over the fact that she missed it. I feel like Dodo would have been more than willing to be like, okay, sit down and tell me how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Dodo tried to make sure June's kids had a mother figure. Exactly. Exactly. And at the end of the day, while Dodo was there for them when June was not, she is not their mom. She's their aunt, a very close aunt. Sure. Should she have made it to graduation? Absolutely. A part of me wonders if Dodo missed graduation because June was going to be there. It already seemed like something was going on beforehand, like some of the comments that June made. And also later in the episode, Dodo says, like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't make it. But June was there, and that's all that matters. Almost as if like she didn't want to be there because June was going to be there. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point too, Sonia. Alana was already living with Draylon at this point. Alana had been living with Draylon since um Pumpkin found out she was pregnant with the twins. When Pumpkin found out she was pregnant with the twins, they like Pumpkin and Josh's house is really small. It's like a 2 bedroom, I think, maybe 3 bedroom. I don't really remember, but it's small. There's not enough rooms for all of them, right? So when Pumpkin told Alana, I'm pregnant with twins, Alana was like, I'm moving out. Like, I already don't have room. And now when you have twins, I'm surely not going to have room. So her and Draylon moved into the trailer that June and Justin had rented when they first came to Georgia. So when Mama June and Justin got together, before Justin was arrested again, they come to Georgia and they was renting this little double wide. You guys saw the double wide whenever Pumpkin last season, I think it was, whenever Pumpkin was tracking June's location and saw that June was back in Georgia. And she's like, I still have mama's location from whenever her and Alana went off to do the Masked Singer. I made her give me her location so I could keep up with them. Well, I still have it. And I'm seeing that mama's here in Georgia. So Pumpkin and Jessica drove to the location and it was a double wide trailer. And they're like, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, I moved back. And they're like, what? And you didn't tell us? And then um, they say something about you've been chasing after me, and she's like, "Well, I'm not chasing after me, and I have me a boyfriend. You want to meet him?" And Pumpkin's like, "No." And June's like, "Justin!" And so Justin comes out, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And Pumpkin says, "Why does he look like Sugar Bear?" That is the house. So after Justin got arrested again, he had to stay back in Alabama. So they let Draylon Draylon, Alana, and Draylon's friend Malik, is it Malik is his name? They let them move in that trailer. So Alana hasn't really been living with Pumpkin this whole time, but the show acts like they do. So okay, that's fine. Alana says, yeah, to be honest, anybody that didn't show up for her at graduation clearly didn't want to, and that Dodo clearly did not care. In a confessional, Alana says she is really upset with Dodo. That Dodo was always wanting them to punish June when she missed out on things. And now here she is missing out on the biggest thing. And she goes, she peed me off. Back at the pool party though, everybody's kind of going crazy about like Dodo and everything and all this. And Anna's like, y'all just need to chill out. Y'all are taking things way too serious. Like everybody just chill out. So then Alana starts opening gifts. This gift is from Jessica, and she got her these lashes for her car, but she also got her like a shirt or something that says something about Colorado, which put her in a foul mood again because she did not want them to bring up Colorado. So it puts her in a foul mood. Pumpkin and Jessica start pushing Alana to make a decision, telling her, you need to get out of here. There's nothing good for you here. In a confessional, Pumpkin even says, like, I don't want her to end up like we did. It's like a family cycle. Get pregnant young. She's like, I don't want her to get pregnant as a teenager like I did, like Anna did, like Mama did. Like, get out of here and break the family curse, you know? So they're pushing her to go to college while June is saying that if Alana really wanted to go to college, she would go, that there would you wouldn't have to push her to go, that she would go, right? Um, Alana gets up and says that she is leaving to go to her friend's graduation after party since everybody at her after party is stressing her out. So she gets up and she walks off. Um, Pumpkin and June continue to bicker back and forth. They have this big disagreement about what Alana needs to do. Anna decides to get up and go talk to Alana. So she goes into the bedroom where Alana's at. She sits down with Alana. And one thing that I think is really funny is Anna's like, oh, these beds, like they're uncomfortable, they're hard. And Alana says, yeah, Pumpkin says she spent all the money on buying us this house so she couldn't get us good beds. Oh, that's so funny because we know that's not their house. Like those are the beds that came in the house. It's a Airbnb more than likely that they're just renting. So it's kind of funny to hear them talk about things like that. Like, oh, your bed's so uncomfortable. I know we spent all the money on the house, so we couldn't buy us good beds. Okay, girlfriend. They're actors and actresses at this point. You know what I'm saying? Either way, Anna sits down with Alana to talk to her about everything that's going on. Now, while gone, June asks, "What's holding Alana back?" Like, if she wants to go, then what's holding her back? And Draylon says, "I think it's me. I think I'm the one holding her back." And he says, "Because I don't know if I can leave. Like, I don't know if I can leave the state. So I really think that it's me." Pumpkin says, she's like, "I know if Alana doesn't leave now, if she tries to take off for like a year or anything like that, she's not gonna go. Like, if we tell her, oh, it's okay, because at one point she does say, like, maybe I just want to take a year off and not go to college for like another year. So she's like, I know if she takes off, she's not gonna go to college. Anna goes up to talk to Alana and tells her that she should do what she wants to do. She's like, listen, do what you want to do. F Pumpkin, F June. You need to spread your wings and fly. If that's what you want to do it. Get out from underneath June and Pumpkin. Alana tells her that it's a lot to think about because Draylon has his legal issues and also because Anna's cancer. Anna tells her that she does not want her cancer situation to stop her from going to college and for her not to worry about Draylon either. She's like, listen, you don't need to worry about me. You don't need to worry about Draylon. You don't need to worry about Pumpkin. You don't need to worry about June. Do what's going to be best for Alana. Alana says, she's like, yeah, you're right, but I also don't want to go by myself. Like, I don't want to go there by myself. And I saw a lot of people comment this, like on social media and like Reddit and everything. They're like, girl, listen, that is a part of growing up. Like, especially if you choose a college that's in another state, a lot of kids go to another state for college. In a confessional, she says her and Draylon had plans. This is another part. She's like, me and Draylon had big plans to move in with each other once I moved to Colorado, and this was going to be a big first step in our relationship. And I'm like, girl, no, it wasn't, because you already been living with Draylon. Like, you've been living with Draylon for like over a year at this point. So, but that's funny. That's funny that you said that. She said she was excited to take that first step in the relationship, but now she doesn't even know if he would even be able to go with her. She says she's scared to leave back at the house. She's like, I'm scared to go by myself, and I'm also scared to leave and something happened to you. Like, she in the confessional too, she's like, I don't want anything to happen to Anna, and then me be so far away that I can't get back to tell her bye. Alana tells Anna, it's too much to listen to June and Pumpkin and go back and forth over what I should do. Anna tells Alana, you don't worry about what they want at all. She's like, and don't worry about me at all. She says, don't worry about June, because June's not the spokesperson for anyone. And Anna even says, Mama's not the spokesperson for me. So don't listen to Mama when it comes to me either. And she says, well, Mama sure thinks she's the spokesperson. And she says, she's not. She's not the spokesperson for me at all. Anna ends up telling Alana, if you don't go to college and I do pass away within like the next year, I'm going to haunt you. Which I thought was like her like having a little humor about it, like, I will haunt you if you don't go to college, you know. Anna and Alana go back out to the pool, and Anna tells them that Alana's made a decision on what she's gonna do. She's like, "Listen, she's made a decision." And everybody's like, "Well, what is the decision? What is the decision?" She's like, "The decision is she wants y'all to shut up and leave her alone. And whenever she decides what she's gonna do, she'll let y'all know. But as of right now, y'all leave her alone." So Alana's like, "Yeah, what Anna said." But as soon as everybody like stops talking for a second, June starts talking about it again. And it really annoys Alana when June starts talking about it. And Alana kind of loses her cool for a second. And she's like, "Mama, just shut up. You and Pumpkin both need to just shut up." She's like, "It's like battle of the moms right now, and neither is listening to what I want. Neither of you are even taking my decision into
Neither of you are taking my decision into perspective or whatever the hell.
prospective or whatever." And she says, "Whatever that means," which I thought was really funny. And then June corrects her and is like, "Perspective?" And then Pumpkin is like, "See, that's why I need you to continue going to school." And well, Pumpkin's like, "Didn't you just graduate?" And she's like, "Be quiet." And she says, "See, this is why I need to push you further. You need the extra learning." And I'm like, "You mean the extra education?" So they both said it kind of like wonky, but either way, I thought it was kind of funny. June tells Alana that she is proud of her, and at the end of the day, she supports her decision, whatever that decision is. Pumpkin yells back, "She's going to Colorado, June." And then Anna is like, "I love y'all, but y'all stressed me the hell out. Y'all done made me lose my hair over listening to y'all," which I thought was really funny. So they continue the argument. June's like, "Whatever you do, I support you." And Pumpkin's like, "She's going to college. She's going to Colorado." And Alana's like, "I'm out of here." Or Anna's like, "I'm out of here." And Anna ripped her little toboggan thing off her head. She's like, "Y'all done made me lose my hair." I thought it was really funny. Watch.
Like through everything you've been through, and like it's really what you want to do at the end of the day. Mama, shut up! You're trying to sweet talk me. She's going to Colorado.
She's kind of lost all my hair listening to y'all. I thought that was so funny how she just embraces like the bald side of her. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was hilarious. The next day, they are outside putting the lashes on Alana's car. And after they do the lashes, Josh is like, "So let me show you a few things." He wants to show her how to check her oil, check to see if the car needs water or windshield wiper fluid or anything like that, you know. So he's like, "I need you to pop the hood." And she's like, "Oh, I don't know how to do that. You know, where's that at?" And he walks over to show her, and she's like, "Oh, I don't think my nails are gonna let me do it because her nails are super long, you know." She says, "I'm just gonna have to get somebody to do this for me." He's like, "No, no, 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 you need to know how to do this." So the trunk is popped, and he's like trying to show her. He's like, "This is how you do this. This is how you check your oil." And she's like, "I don't need to know how to do this. I'll just get somebody to do this for me." We then see Josh sitting in a confessional saying, like, "You know, I really shouldn't be teaching her how to put lashes on a car. Like, she needs to know how to like take care of the car, not how to make sure the car looks good. You know, like that's not my concern. My concern is making sure she can take care of the car." And he says, "My grandpa used to tell me chrome won't get you home." I guess like, a good looking vehicle won't get you home. You still got to make sure it works properly. You know what I'm saying? Which I thought was I thought that was like chrome won't get you home. Um, Alana says she doesn't need to know how to do anything except how to be cute and dry. The next day, Anna has chemo. So there we are. We're at chemo with Anna, and Pumpkin is there with her, as well as Caitlin. They let Caitlin tag along for the chemo. Pumpkin says that Alana hasn't really told her much about the prognosis, like what's going to happen if chemo doesn't work. She says, she hasn't really told me much, but she did give her doctor permission to speak to me about everything. So the doctor pulled me to the side and told me that Anna needs to get her affairs in order. That basically, they didn't have high hopes for the chemo, but even if it did work, it wouldn't be long still. So he basically told her she needs to get her affairs in order. Now Caitlin is there. We see Anna in a confessional who said she made like a conscious decision to bring Caitlin to chemotherapy just so Caitlin can have a better understanding of what her mommy's going through. But she also said having Caitlin there at chemo put things into perspective for her. In this confessional, she started crying and she said, I'm sorry. Anytime I talk about the kids, I cry. And that tells you there she loves her kids. Like that was the thought on her mind, her kids, which even more so makes me believe there is no way that Anna would want her kids separated. Seeing her not even able to talk about her kids without crying, I just can't believe for a second that she would want to separate them. Now, I watched Anna on TikTok back whenever she first started coming on TikTok and her diagnosis first came out, and she said that she was having stomach pain. Okay, it was stomach pains. Juice said back pains. Okay, in this confessional where Pumpkin is talking, she says it was shocking to hear what the possible outcome could be for the doctor to tell her, like, Anna needs to get her affairs in order. She was like, "That's very shocking." She says, "Because Anna has kids. So, like, we would need to figure out what's going to happen with them." And she says, "Anna has a 12-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old daughter." And I was like, wait, Caitlin's still not 12. She's 11, but then I think she was probably 10. She could have, this was filmed in like May of she may have been 11, but either way, she was like, she has a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old, so we need to figure out what to do with the kids. Now, back at treatment, Anna tells the camera that she is feeling nauseous and it's been a long and stressful day. Anna, in a confessional, says that Caitlin coming to chemo has put things into perspective for her. And she gets really emotional, apologizing, saying she can't talk about the kids, and not cry. Now, back at the house, we see Dodo arriving at Pumpkins with her gift for graduation. So Dodo walks in. She's talking to Josh for a second, and she tells Josh that she got the dates mixed up. She's like, "Yeah, I got the dates mixed up. I was out of town. But you know what? June was there, and that's what really matters is that June was there. Like, I'm glad that June could be there." Alana and Draylon come walking from downstairs, and when they come walking from downstairs, she turns and she says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I don't think Pumpkin or Draylon, I don't think Alana or Draylon said anything. She gives Alana the gift, and Alana doesn't say anything. She just gets it, walks right into the kitchen, sets it down, and walks outside. And a lot of people were like, wow, that was really rude. Like, that was really rude for her not to even say anything at all. Now, right there, after she walks outside, Ella turns around and says, "Alana's mad at you. Alana's mad at you." And you could tell Dodo's like, ugh. So Dodo turns around to Josh and is like, "She's mad at me." And he's like, "Yeah, a little bit." She goes, "Well, if she's mad at me, does that mean that Pumpkin's mad at me?" And he goes, "Oh, well, I would think more so Pumpkin's shocked." In a confessional, he's like, "Listen, I know Pumpkin is ticked off that Dodo missed graduation, but I'm smart enough to know not to get into this mess. I'm not going to be responsible for the he said, she said, me telling Dodo this, Pumpkin that. Like, I'm not going to do it, you know?" He just kind of tells her, "You know what? I think she was shocked, whatever." So outside, whenever Alana and Draylon get outside, they're walking out. She's like, "I cannot believe she thought bringing me a gift was just going to make this, better." Like, I'm ticked off at her. Alana seems really mad over the fact that Dodo did not show up at graduation. Dodo goes outside and calls Pumpkin and leaves Pumpkin a voicemail saying like, "Hey, just stop by your house to drop a gift off with Alana. She seems very mad at me. I'm wondering if you're mad at me too. We need to get together and have lunch. I just want to talk to you guys to make sure, that we can smooth everything over." And she's like, "I love y'all. You know that, right? All right, I gotta go." And like hangs up, whatever. Now back outside, Alana's talking about, being upset with Dodo, but then the conversation changes to graduation. She's like, "I really don't know what to do. I don't want to go by myself." As they're talking about graduation, her phone goes off. So she sends Ella to go get the phone. She's like, "Ella, go get my phone." Ella gets the phone, brings it to her, and she's looking and she's like, "Oh my God." And Jalen's like, "Who is that?" And she said, "It's my school. They just emailed me to tell me that I only have a week left to make the decision on whether or not I'm going to college. And if I don't make the decision in a week, I'm going to lose my scholarship." And he's like, "Well, looks like you need to figure out what you're going to do." Little Ella, little old Ella, look at her, look at her. Whenever she's like, "Oh my God, that was my school, only got a week." Alana says, "I'm not telling Mama or Pumpkin about this because they will really get on my butt about it. So I can't let them know that I only have a week left to choose because I don't want them to like be on my butt about it." And Ella's like, "Ah, a secret. I love secrets, So she gets out and she tells Alana that she's got to pee. She's like, I got to go pee. In a confessional, Ella literally says, she's like, I love spilling secrets, especially Alana's secrets. And she's like, because I run this. I'm like, girl, okay. So she goes in the house. Now, when they're all out there at the pool already, though, hey, Colton, uh, Pumpkin gets home from chemo with Anna. She gets home and Josh is like, so Dodo stopped by. And she's like, I know. She left me a voicemail. And she's clearly upset. She's like, now she wants us to have lunch together. And I feel like I'm always having to put everything back together. Like I'm always having to mend everything. And I already got enough on my plate. I don't have time for this. And I'm like, I feel you, girl. Because with as many kids as you got and the show and your TikTok stuff, I'm sure you are busy, like barely any time for anything, right? Because I'm the same way, like no time for nothing. So if somebody messaged me and wanted to like have lunch, I'd be like, oh, when can I do this? You know what I'm saying? So I get it. She's like, I always feel like I'm the one picking up the pieces and trying to repair everything. And Pumpkin checks the bag to see what Dodo got Alana for graduation, and it's a lamp. She's like, a lamp? And he's like, yeah. Josh is like, yeah, for like her dorm or like whenever she goes off to college, a lamp, for her house. But anyways, then little sneaky Ella runs inside and she's like, Mama, guess what? And she's like, what? She's like, Alana only has a week to decide if she wants to go to college or not. And she's like, Pumpkin's like, how do you know that? College. They're like, what?
I didn't know that.
Because she got an email. So of course they're like, oh my God, great. 1 week. That's it. Oh my goodness. Pumpkin at that point says, you know what? I'm taking a nap. And she walks off. But a little while later, we see her cooking dinner. And she says that she's cooking dinner for Anna. That Anna's been so sick that she hasn't been able to make dinner for herself. That she's been really feeling bad. She hasn't been eating that much. So she wants to make Anna's favorite, which is lasagna. So they're making it. And then Josh is like, so what happened at chemo? Pumpkin tells Josh that they don't know how the treatment is going to go. But the doctor did tell her that Anna needs to get her affairs in order. Josh asked if Anna has done anything to make plans for the kids. And Pumpkin says, as far as she knows, she hasn't. And then Pumpkin says, I can't even be sad about her having cancer. I can't even feel sorry for Anna because I'm already so busy. I always have something going on. Anna has 2 kids. And if Eldridge can't take on raising those kids, then she knows that it will fall on her, which threw me for a big old loop because Kylie biological dad is Michael. And in my opinion, Kate, like they're not even mentioning Michael at all. Like nobody mentions Michael. The fact that Kylie has a whole dad and Michael has been Caitlin's dad as well. Like literally nobody talks about the fact that Anna's girls live 50% of the time with Michael. They live 2 weeks out of the month with Anna, 2 weeks out of the month with Michael. Nobody like they're acting like he doesn't exist or something. You know what I'm saying? Josh tells Pumpkin, he's like, I know this sounds horrible, but we cannot take in any more kids. So he's basically saying Anna needs to like make decisions on what she's going to do. He's like, we can't take in any more kids. And Pumpkin asks, like, what am I supposed to do? And Josh says, well, you need to tell her. Like, you need to let her know. She hasn't put anything in order for what's going to happen with the kids. You need to let her know, like, hey, we can't get the kids. Like we can't take care of them. And Pumpkin says, so am I supposed to show up with her lasagna and say, sorry, you have cancer. Here's your lasagna, but I can't take your kids if you die. Honestly, I think the reason Anna never asked is because Anna never intended for anybody in her family to get the kids. She intended for what she told Michael and Eldridge, which was, hey, when I die, you guys raise the kids. Just make sure they see my family. That's literally what she told Michael and Eldridge. So that's what she intended. That's what she told several people. She told several people that I've talked to. So that's why I feel like she didn't say anything specifically to Pumpkin, like, hey, can you raise my kids when I die? That's why I feel like she didn't say anything to June, like, hey, can you raise my kids when I die? It's because she had already talked to the people that were going to be involved. She had already told Michael and Eldridge, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if one of your family members have cancer and they have kids, if they want you to raise their kids, they would tell you that, right? Well, she didn't tell them that for a reason. And that was the end of the episode, is that little conversation right there. Josh was basically just like, I can't do it. I can't raise any more kids.
How's Anna feeling?
So yeah, that was it. Next week's episode, it did not show a preview. I didn't see that. Is there any update on the whole custody battle? So there's a court date on April 16th is the court date, and I do plan on going. I plan on going to Georgia twice in the next like 6 months, probably. So that's my plan. I hope so. As long as finances allow it. You know what I'm saying? I do have all these kids who literally cost a fortune. I swear. Yeah. So as of right now, April 16th is the court date. And I don't know exactly everything that's going to happen, but I do plan on going. I do plan on going to the court date, and hopefully something happens, because I would hate to show up and they'd be like, "Oh, we're going to continue it until next week," because then I'd be like, "Ah, can't go. Can't come back next week." You know what I'm saying? So I do plan on going this time. Social media crazy. Yeah, Caitlin's brother, I see. Yep. Anyways, you guys, I gotta go. It's like I've had a crazy day, y'all. School is literally taking up all my time. My kids are out of school this week, but I just feel like, oh my gosh, we're making plans to take them to like Air U or Trampoline Town or whatever sometime later this week. Just to kind of have a day where I like woosah and just hang out with the kids. But it's been busy. We have had so much going on. But my YouTube, unfortunately, it's just so hard to put out content trying to do school and the kids and everything. But I am going to do my Mama June recaps every Monday, unless something absolutely comes up. So you guys make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like, share, subscribe, follow me on all of my social media platforms. Follow Colton. You can follow Colton's private account. Follow Colton on Team On fan page. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Abby says school is ruining my life. It's a lot. Well, that's the thing with me is I love it. I love it. I only want to be in it nonstop because it's so interesting. Okay. So I'm just nonstop. Like I don't want to stop reading and listening and taking my notes because I'm so interested in these topics, right? So it's hard to stop. But then I'm like, well, I gotta make money. You know what I'm saying? Like the bills ain't gonna pay themselves, sugar butt. So I'm like, I have to put something out today. I have to put something out today. But then I'm also like, the quicker I get done with school, the faster I can get done with school, the faster I can implement this into my channel, because nobody does body language on reality TV stars. Like the two Toms, they did an interview. Not an interview, but they was on the Vile Files podcast. And like if I could do body language already, I could have done their body language. I could have did Sandoval's body language. Raquel Levis, like she's come out, she's talked a couple times on Bethany Frankel's podcast. I could have done her body language. So it will be used for reality TV as well as true crime as well for my true crime channel. So I'm also like, the quicker I can get this done, the quicker I can implement it into my channel, and hopefully it will benefit my channel and make my channel grow more. Hopefully. That is my desire. Anyways, we loved having you. Blue Eyes, please join us. Yes, Blue Eyes, please join us again. If this is your it's my first live. Yes, join us again. Thank you so much. Anyways, you guys, like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.